Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. I have a beautiful lecture delivered by Joseph Murphy called Believe in Yourself. More and more I'm finding obscure Joseph Murphy lectures, and each one of these hold special nuggets of wisdom and truth. I absolutely love Joseph Murphy. He's pure and awesome. In some ways I enjoy him even more than Neville Goddard. It's great in the way that he teaches about the subconscious mind and spirituality. Believe in yourself. A person's greatest need is to believe in themselves and what they're doing. In their ultimate destiny, a person's self-reliance or self-confidence finds its greatest outlet when it is accompanied by a belief that the real self of man is God, and that with God all things are possible. Shakespeare spoke about the divinity which shapes our ends. The Bible gives the key to building spiritual self-reliance, but without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to God must first believe that God is, and that he's a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. Down through the ages, all men and women who have possessed spiritual self-reliance have a deep, abiding conviction that they were one with the God presence. God is the living spirit within you, and God is spirit. And those that worship him in spirit and in truth. A spirit has no face, form, or figure. It is timeless, shapeless, and ageless. Worship no man. Give your attention, your devotion, and your loyalty to the Spirit within you, which created the universe and created you. The Spirit is all-powerful. It knows all and sees all. When you're in tune with the Spirit, that infinite power responds to you, and you do marvelous things. Great people down through the ages were sure of themselves without being aggressive, egotistical, or intolerant. Jesus, Moses, Buddha, Lao Tzu, Confucius, Muhammad, and many others accomplished the so-called impossible through the absolute conviction that they could do what they set out to do through the divine power which strengthened and inspired them. They were all people born like you were. You can accomplish little in this world without faith. The farmer who plants seeds has faith in the science of agriculture. The chemist has faith in the laws and principles of chemistry, and the doctor has faith in his knowledge of anatomy, physiology, materia medica, pharmacology, and in his skill as a surgeon. The engineer has implicit faith in the laws of mathematics, stress and strain, and other principles of the universe which enable him to build a building according to scientific laws which existed before anyone walked on earth or before any church was ever formed. You can have the same abiding faith in the laws of your own mind, which are the same yesterday, today, and forever. A person is living in the dark ages who thinks that the principles of chemistry, physics, and mathematics are different than the principles and laws operating in his own mind. These mental and spiritual laws are just as dependable and undeviating as the laws of gravitation, Boyle's law, or Avogadro's law. We know for a fact that think good and good follows. Think evil and evil follows. If you think of yourself as a failure or picture failure, you will fail. Think of success. Realize you were born to succeed and to win, for the infinite cannot fail. Picture yourself as being successful, happy, and free, and you will be. Whatever you think and feel as true in your conscious mind is embodied in your subconscious mind and comes to pass in your experience. That is the law of mind, undeviating, immutable, timeless, and changeless. We're not talking about faith in creeds, dogmas, traditions, or any religious persuasion. We're talking about faith in your own thought and feeling. in the laws of your own mind, in the goodness of God, in the land of the living, faith in that creative intelligence which responds to your thought. You can have faith that you're going to be ill when you're exposed to a draft, or that you will catch a virus or a severe cold because someone sneezes in your presence. You can have faith that you will fail, but your faith is in the wrong thing, and your business ventures will turn out badly. A woman once said to me, "For 10 years I had absolute faith I would be alone through life. No one would marry me, and I would be poor and miserable." Then she said, "I read your book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and I applied the prayers that were outlined. Now I am happily married. I have a marvelous husband, and I have been blessed with 3 lovely children." This woman reversed her faith in the negative to a joyous expectancy of the place in all phases of her life. Fear is faith in the wrong thing. Fear is faith upside down. Have faith in the goodness of God, in the land of the living. Have faith in divine love. Have faith in the healing presence which equipped you to heal yourself. The law of this woman's mind responded to her belief because the law of life is the law of belief. What do you believe in? To believe is to accept something as true. Believe in whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are of good report. If there be any virtue, if there be any praise, believe in these things. The first step in building self-reliance or self-confidence is to believe in that infinite power within you which grows hair on your face, digests your food, grows your nails, and grows hair on your head. It watches over you when you are sound asleep. It governs your heartbeat and all the vital organs of your body. All the processes of your body are controlled by that infinite intelligence. That's what we're talking about. For example, if you cut yourself, it heals you. If you burn yourself, it reduces the edema and gives you new tissue and skin. Infinite intelligence always seeks to heal you. That's the life principle within you. You know that you're alive, and you know you have a mind. You know you have that spirit within because you can feel the spirit of joy, rapture, ecstasy, and love when you look into your child's eyes. All this is invisible, yet it is real. So believe in that infinite power within you. Recognize and know that the self of you is God. That is your highest self, the living spirit within you that was never born and will never die. Water wets it not. Fire burns it not. Wind blows it not away. Infinite intelligence is eternal. It is the very life principle in you, through you and all around you. The second step is to commune regularly with this infinite presence and power. Have a vision and realize that you go where your vision is. Your vision is what you are mentally looking at, what you're giving your attention to, what you're thinking quietly, silently, and feelingly at this moment. Your vision is where you're going, and that's what is going to happen to you. Let your vision be focused on abundance, right action, inspiration, and divine guidance, and you will become like the perennial mountain of snow, which when melted by the heat of the sun flows downward like a river of life, giving nourishment and sustenance to the valleys. What difference does it make if you have floundered and failed many times? Now that you know the divine presence indwells you, and that the infinite intelligence, infinite power, and infinite life principle is the God presence within you, you know it responds to you and wants you to be happy. Stir up that divine gift within you. Wake up the sleeping giant within you. Trust that creative intelligence within you more so than you ever trusted your human father or mother. When the thought comes to you, "I cannot do this," affirm, "But the divine presence can." It is the infinite power and infinite presence, and there is nothing to oppose it or challenge it. It is almighty. If you think about all the difficulties and obstructions, realize and know, saying boldly to yourself, "Infinite intelligence and infinite power knows no obstructions, delays, or impediments. Find an affirmation which counteracts all your negative thoughts, and your life will become more blessed and beautiful through the years. You will find your obstructions and challenges will be transformed into opportunities. Your fear will turn to faith, and your doubt will turn into certainty that the infinite healing presence is within you, and wonders will happen as you tune in upon it. Recently, I had an intensely interesting conversation with a hotel proprietor in Lisbon, Portugal. He told me that he had started out as a waiter in a small restaurant, and when the boss would ask him to do something special, he would often say, "I'm going to try to do it." One day his boss finally said to him, "Never say I'm going to try. Say I am going to do it. And know that you can do it, and then the power will respond to you." The hotel proprietor told me he profited from that advice, and he never again said, "I'm going to try." He said, "I began to believe in myself and know that the infinite power indwells me. For the Bible says the kingdom of God or intelligence is within you." His secret was, "I'm going to do it." He began to affirm perhaps 1,000 times a day, "I'm going to have a big hotel and own it." He believed that through the power of the infinite, he would do exactly that. He said the answer to his affirmation came to him in a strange way. "I won at roulette in Monaco, the equivalent of $100,000 in American money. I opened this hotel, and now I have paid off the mortgage. I have prospered beyond my fondest dreams." The man said he felt an overwhelming urge to go to the tables in Monaco. He asked a friend to accompany him and show him the ropes. He knew he would win. It was an inner silent knowing of the soul. He had a fabulous winning, and when he had enough money, $100,000 for a deposit on his hotel, he stopped and never gambled again. This was the way his subconscious mind answered his prayer for a hotel of his own. The ways of your subconscious are past finding out. Money is just an idea, a symbol of exchange. There is nothing evil in the universe and nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Good and evil are the movements of man's own mind relative to the infinite life principle within him, which is forever perfect, whole, and complete in itself. Make up your mind now, this minute, that you can do what you want to do, be what you sincerely want to be, and have what you wish to possess, and it will be done unto you as you believe. Follow the age-old maxim, be sure you're right, and then go ahead and let nothing move you or shake your conviction. Make it a part of your mentality, and with this kind of belief, you will inevitably succeed and move forward in life. What is it that the immensely wealthy and prominent business people possess that you do not? Only one thing. It is self-reliance or self-confidence. He believes in himself and the powers within him, both of which are the same thing. Confidence means with faith. Faith in a principle and the powers of your mind. Just like an engineer has faith in the principles of mathematics, faith in the principle of strain and stress. You meet men and women who have reached the top of their professions. They're successful in the art of living. They have marvelous homes and wonderful children. They're contributing to humanity in countless ways. They are successful in their prayer life, their relationship with the divine, and their relationship with people. All this is due to their implicit trust and faith in that inner power within them. They place their whole reliance on that infinite guiding principle, on the divine love and the divine protection in all ways. Their words, actions, demeanor, and general attitude radiate power and confidence, and thus win your respect the first time you meet them. Last year, I interviewed a man in Hilo, Hawaii. He was very wealthy, but he said to me, "I am nobody. No one cares for me." Frankly, no one did, for the simple reason that he did not respect or care for the self within him. He was down on himself, and if you're cruel or mean to yourself, others will be cruel and mean to you, for as within, so without. This man was down on himself. Even though he had vast holdings of real estate and large bank deposits, I explained to him that he was constantly criticizing and belittling himself, and in doing this, other people must treat him the same way. I continued to explain that if he expected to accomplish precisely nothing of himself, neither would anyone expect any more of him, for as within, so without. The inside controls the outside. I pointed out to him that the riches of the infinite were within him and all around him. Shakespeare said, "All things be ready if the mind be so." All he had to do was to call on the infinite presence and power, and it would respond to his thought. He began to use some of the great eternal truths of the Bible, which I outlined for him as follows. "Know ye not that ye are the temple of the living God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall make plain thy paths. Trust him, believe in him, and he shall bring it to pass. This is the way the Lord has created you. Rejoice and be glad that the infinite being created you, and know it is always with you, and it is capable of healing, restoring, vitalizing, and energizing you. We know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose." So this is making a point that should be obvious by now if you follow the podcast, but if you're just joining us, it's something to remember. I get requests all the time, and I've created 3 or 4 meditations around self-confidence. People have contacted me saying, "Brian, I really struggle with self-confidence. I really struggle with this. I don't believe in myself. I have low self-esteem." And there are a lot of techniques you can use to hypnotically induce a state of confidence, and you can rewrite the programming in your subconscious mind. But Joseph Murphy's taking it to another level here. If you know that you're divine, if you know that within you is the spark of God, that you created the universe, then you can be truly self-confident because you are the creator. You are the one that did it all. So it's easy to get lost in the vague mystery of third density, not knowing who you are and what you do. But if you can step back and realize you are divine, the I am with you is one being. All of us are the same being, and that living part of you, that living God within you, should give you absolute confidence in whatever it is that you want to do. As Joseph Murphy recommends, you just remind yourself the light of God surrounds me, the love of God enfolds me, the power of God protects me, the presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. You have to identify yourself with God, not as some outside being, but as the being that is you, making the decisions. God is the living spirit within you. Joseph Murphy is recommending that you abide with the laws of your own mind. So if you struggle with the idea of saying, "I am God," at a minimum, you can have a deep abiding conviction that you are one with the God presence. That spirit within you, you are one with it. Murphy gives a couple of examples in this lecture. One of a woman who said she was never going to be married and did not find any sort of relationship in her life. Eventually, after reading The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, affirmed that she was happily married and then became as such. The other story is the person in Hawaii who had a lot of money but didn't believe in themselves. By changing your beliefs about who you are, great things can happen. But for some people, they struggle with it. They look at what they've done in the past or what they've been able to accomplish, or they're just fearful and they don't have that self-esteem. So I'm telling you, take it to the next step like Joseph Murphy. You should have absolute supreme confidence because you are the creator. You are that God presence within you. You are that living spirit. It is all you. And what an amazing, wonderful creator you are. While this is a short lecture, it is quite profound and makes the point directly. The first step in building self-reliance or self-confidence is to believe in that infinite power within you, which grows your hair, which digests your food, which makes your heart beat. That is you. And it watches over you when you are sound asleep. It governs your heartbeat. It is an amazing intelligence. And don't separate that intelligence from you. It is your subconscious mind, and that is you. Infinite intelligence within you is you. And if you can connect to that infinite intelligence and identify with it as your true self, then you're truly believing in yourself. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com, and welcome to The Reality Revolution.